Hi guys, welcome back to my channel For Your Heart and Home. My name is Dee Dee. Welcome into my kitchen. Today's video takes inspiration from bees. Bees move with purpose, not hurry. Just like a good home, built slowly with love in every corner. I have really embraced the spring, and this spring's theme is all about slow living, being present, giving myself opportunities to rest. And as I do that, I'm trying to enforce that in all aspects or envelope that in all aspects of my life. I shared in a previous video that I grew up in a Jamaican household and tea was offered every day as part of our breakfast. And growing up, I was not much of a tea drinker. I have since seen the benefits of drinking tea, and I try to incorporate it into my life as much as possible. I'm not going to say that I drink tea every day, but I've warmed to the idea of drinking tea, and I often drink it at night right before bed. Today was a wonderful opportunity to have a warm cup of tea while I waited for the rest of my household to wake up. One of the first things I worked on today was a batch of chocolate chip cookies. And you guys know over the last several months that we have been testing different recipes. This is the one that I go back to all the time. And this is on my blog over at wix.com. So feel free to check the description box below where you'll find a link to my blog. I have recipe ideas there. I have meal ideas there as well. You're welcome to enjoy all of that and all of those resources at your convenience. Again, that will be in the description box below, my blog over on wix.com. Feel free to check it out at your earliest convenience. So today I'm working on a batch of chocolate chip cookies that we will be enjoying for dessert. A few things that come to mind when I continue to think about the theme of slow living is our home. We have to understand that progress is more favored over perfection. A lived-in home is a loved-in home. We've all seen the posts that are social media ready, and we have to remind ourselves that when we see these posts that they are all staged. If we were to pan the camera around, we'll probably see piles everywhere. We'll see that things are not as they seem. And so when we look at social media, when we look at what other people are doing, we have to do that with the thought process that this is not real life. Now, I am a strong believer in having a well-kept home, and I believe that whatever space you're living in can be kept well. With a few simple routines in place, and if everyone in the home buys into this idea that we're working together to maintain the home, then I think it should be fine. So I am for celebrating a lived-in home. It might not be perfect, it might not be social media ready, but it works for the people living in the space. And so I'm here to encourage you that no matter what space you're in, no matter how your space looks, take pride in that. Establish a few routines that allows you to live in your space, live in a clean space, live in a space that embodies peace and a space that embodies growth. With that, we want to embrace simple routines. Again, you want to practice building small habits. These small habits, I promise you, will make your day more peaceful. You will embrace the unhurried life, the unbothered life, with just a few simple routines. Some of them that I live by: going through your space at least twice per day to pick up toys, to put away books that might be off the shelf, anything that might be out of place. Just going through your space in the mornings and at night before bed helps to create that ambiance, that peace that we seek. Another thing is in the kitchen, keeping your sink clean. If you have a dishwasher, load it throughout the day, run it at night. In the mornings, put away your dishes. If you don't have a dishwasher like we do, several times per day, go into that kitchen and clear the sink. These simple routines, I promise you, will continue to encourage the peace and the unhurried and unbothered life that we all seek. I like to think of making beauty part of the everyday, something that drives me. So for some, that might mean lighting a candle. For others, it's using their special mug, might be playing soft music, and it might be a combination of things for other people. My family enjoys music. We like jazz music, and so usually during the morning, especially during quiet homeschool learning time, we like to have jazz music playing. Not always, but it's something that kind of threads through our day. If we're not playing jazz music, we like to listen to classical music, and some days we really just want the quiet and we just exist in the ambiance of what floats in through our windows, whether that's the sound of birds or the barking of a dog. So we don't use candles in our home, but we do use a diffuser, and I've shared in previous episodes that the diffuser going wafting through the home, the sweet smells of oranges or lemons, or if you prefer lavender or eucalyptus, having that wafting through the home as we work and as we go through the ebb and flow of our day really enhances our mood, and it really enhances just the flow of our day. So I really resonate with quiet, gentle music, and I also resonate with the wafting of essential oils through the home. That's one way that I really lean in to the soft living and the slow living lifestyle. I've reached a stage in motherhood where, and I've said this a few times already today, that I am in a space where, I'm really trying to be unbothered and I'm really trying to be unhurried. I'm grateful for the lifestyle that I currently have, and I want to be my best self. And to do so, many times I have to tune out what is bombarding me in the outside world. And so I have to tune out social media. I have to tune out whatever is being broadcasted in all the avenues of life. And being introspective at certain parts of the day helps me to be centered. It helps me to be grounded, and it helps me to be a better person overall. So I encourage you to make beauty a part of your everyday so that you can be your true self and you can be your best self. So if it is lighting a candle for you, go ahead and light that candle. If you do gravitate towards music or quiet time, do that for yourself every day because you deserve that. Something that I really enjoyed growing up was reading. And for many years, I put off reading for myself. I was reading to my children every day, several books a day, chapter books, picture books, all types of things. And I was reading articles and I was reading lots of different things throughout my life. So I never stopped reading, but I wasn't reading for me. I wasn't reading for my enjoyment. And as I approached a milestone birthday last year, I made it a goal to read as many books as that milestone birthday. And I was so excited to actually attain that goal, to truly read as many books as this milestone birthday. These were books that I wanted to read. They were not assigned. They were not a book because my children needed it for school. They weren't a book because my children were interested in reading. They were books that I wanted to read. And I really tucked into this goal that year, and I was so excited to meet that goal. This year, I must say, I'm not reading as ferociously as I read last year, but I have slowly carved out that space for myself again because, again, I want to be intentional. I can't be my best self for others if I'm not being my best self for me. And so I have once again made it a goal to read for me this year. Now, I don't have a specific number of books in mind that I want to ensure that I read this year. What I'm doing is making sure that every day I take the opportunity to do something for me, and in this space, in this time, it's a few pages of a book each day. And so I'm grateful that my life is in a space right now where I can really lean into that. And it's helping me once again to stay centered. It helps me to stay grounded. It helps me to be unhurried, and it helps me to be unbothered. So I am here encouraging you to lean into whatever it is that really, truly fills you up and drives you. So besides making the chocolate chip cookies today, I also wanted to make a new batch of Kamut puff Krispies. So in today's video, I'm doing a few things in the kitchen. In between homeschooling our children and homemaking, I have a few things going on. And so I'm not doing a full restock today. It's really just a few things that we needed to carry us through the rest of the week. As I shared before in previous videos, my schedule has changed. I am now not able to do a long video on the weekends anymore. And so during the week, I try to just turn on the camera and showcase what I'm doing so that I can continue to bring you this content. So today I'm just sharing the making of chocolate chip cookies. I also made some Kamut puff Krispies for a snack for us. I'm showing you what we had for lunch. On this day, we were having just a one pot pasta meal. I had some leftover pasta in the freezer, and I grabbed some shrimp and some mixed vegetables, put them all in a pot, and that was our lunch. In addition, I also fried up some green plantains, and we had that for lunch on this day. Now, if you're not familiar, plantains are the cousins to bananas, and they are a larger, starchier fruit. They cannot be eaten uncooked. Now, in this video, I'm showing you me breaking down green plantains, which cannot be eaten raw. So first I have to remove the skin, then I'm going to cut it into chunks, soak it in salty water for a few minutes, then I will dry it, and I will then fry it in a shallow pan. Once it's fried on both sides, I will pull it from the oil and I will use my palm to flatten it. And after I flatten it with my palm, I will return it to the oil for a few minutes to completely cook the plantain. Plantains are widely used in African cultures, it's widely used in Caribbean cultures, and this is a staple in our home, and my children love it. Now, you will notice that I am wearing gloves because this is a starchy food and it will stain your hands if you work with it long enough. And so to save myself the trouble, I usually just put on gloves when I'm using that. But you could also grease your hands with cooking oil. That prevents some of the stains from transferring to your hands. So I want to encourage you to lean into the slow living, the unbothered, the hurried life because rest is productive too. We live in a society where busyness is attributed to productivity, and that's not always true. I look at the bees, and many times we see bees and we think, oh, I want to be as busy as the bee, but we're not realizing that the bees aren't really hurried. They have a goal in mind and they have something that they're working towards, but they're not hurried. And many times we say to ourselves, oh, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, but really and truly that's not true, because we as human beings make time to do the things that we deem important. We have to at some point take stock of what we're doing with our time every day, and we have to really ask ourselves, is this a priority? And we have to prioritize the things in our lives that bring us joy, that bring us peace, that brings us what fills us up. And if this one thing is taking up a lot of our time, but it's creating more stress, it's creating more aggravation, it's not allowing you to be your best self, then what is the point? Rest is productive too. Taking care of yourself is part of taking care of your home. If you don't take the time to take care of yourself, you're going to break down, you're going to fall apart, and then you're no use to yourself or to anyone else. Rest is just as important for you as it is to anyone else in the home, and it is a productive way to spend your time. So the final thing I wanted to say today was to celebrate the seasons. Let your home reflect nature's rhythm. So you don't necessarily have to decorate for every season as it comes along, but pay attention to how your body reacts to the changing of the seasons and lean into that. So celebrate the seasons. You can decorate your home if it pleases you to do so as the seasons change, but really what I would like you to do is to reflect on how your body reacts to the changing of the seasons. Winter is usually a time when we get introspective, we get family focused, we slow down. And as the spring rolls around, we get this resurgence of energy. We generally want to reconnect and re-establish routines and goals that we had set. So as the seasons change, feel free to embrace that change and you will feel better as a result. So as I shared before, I didn't do quite a lot in the kitchen today. I really just wanted to make sure that we had a few things prepped and ready to go. I made some chocolate chip cookies. I made some Kamut puff Krispies, and here I'm sharing with you what we had for lunch. We had a one pot pasta meal. We had pasta, shrimp, and some mixed vegetables. And in addition to that, we had some twice fried plantains, and it was delicious. Thanks again for being here today. I really appreciate your time. Please check the description box below. You will find a link to my blog over on wix.com in the description box. There you can find recipes and meal ideas for free. Once again, thanks for being here. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I will catch you in the next one.